frustrated with people who think that if you don't do everything perfect with your gear and your loadout, then you shouldn't do it at all. Well, if you don't carry an appendix, then you shouldn't carry it all. If you don't carry a full-size gun, don't bother carrying a gun. If you don't have a round in the chamber, leave the gun at home. If you're going to have a manual safety, then what's the point? You might as well just run, because the gun's not going to help you at all in the gunfight. If you don't, whatever, insert, strongly held belief here. If you're not compliant with that strongly held belief, then what's the point? Like, you shouldn't even bother, because you're doing it wrong. I hate that extremist, ridiculous, shameful attitude that seems to be very popular on social media, because it's really easy to point at others and point out their failures and how they're not doing it just exactly the way the experts say it should be done. And that really drives me bonkers.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things that I think I've learned with all of my firearms training is through the years that I've been training, I've realized how important it is to learn from other masters. You get the chance to go and take some gunfighting classes from other masters, then you have an option to take on what they know. I know originally when my dad first taught me to shoot, he taught me pretty much the right way to shoot. The common ways that people talk about sight alignment and trigger control and all these different types of things, my dad taught me those. But if I had only used that example for how to shoot, I wouldn't be the shooter that I am today. And I had the option to take what I learned from him and then go on and learn from other people. And pretty often I'll hear from new shooters, especially that are training, and they'll say, hey, why is this person telling me to hold my gun this way? He's telling me to grip my gun this way, but then this other instructor is telling me to grip my gun this way. Which one of my instructors is right? And the correct answer for that is both instructors are correct. They have their own way of doing things. There's no right way of doing things. There's definitely a wrong way to do things, but there is no one perfect way to do everything. And one of the most important things that you can do, I think, for your training is to be able to articulate why it is that you do a certain thing. So often you'll have somebody who's like, I only carry in the appendix. And if you're not carrying in the appendix, then you're wrong, and then you ask them, oh, well, break it down for me. Like, what are the benefits of carrying the appendix versus carrying in the 6 o'clock position or in any of the positions, and often they won't be able to articulate that back to you because they don't understand the basics of what they're talking about. I think it's much more once they understand that there's a lot of different ways to do things, and then you get to try each one and see which one works best for you. You get to go to these different instructors and try on their way of shooting, so that way you can take little bits and pieces of that and combine it with what this other instructor told you, and then you've got your perfect way of shooting. And they can help you to reduce the amount of time that it's going to take you to figure that out for yourself, because they've been there, they've done it, and they've also trained so many different people. So I think this whole idea of that there's only one way to do things, of course, is very wrong. You got to go out and learn from as many people as possible. You got to go out and get as many opinions as possible. And hopefully, you've got those opinions well vetted ahead of time so that they're quality opinions, from somebody who's reputable and knows what they're talking about. Because not every opinion is equal.
I also think that this is less about what we want to communicate and more about how we communicate it. Because I do believe that some carry positions are better than others for most people. I do believe that certain elements of how you grip a gun are correct and certain are wrong. I do think that some guns are better to carry than other guns, just like I clearly have said I think some calibers are better than other calibers. But it's less about, me having those opinions and more about me not thinking that anyone who doesn't do all of that stuff all the time is a bad person versus somebody who has a different opinion, or they're just in their journey. And how I communicate to that person is the key. Because if I'm saying, you are an idiot because you're not doing it right, so just leave the gun home and leave the rest of us awesome people alone, versus, hey, I found that for most people, this tends to be preferable, and it's not what you're doing. Just, if you're interested in understanding more of that viewpoint, let me know. That's different. I'm not projecting any shame on somebody. I'm just trying to suggest that I think there's a better way. And if they want to have a conversation, I'm happy to explain why I think it's better. So
I love that. No, I think absolutely your approach. If you approach somebody who's a liberal gun nut and you say, hey, listen here, you douchebag,